We're just on our way to the gym, and I have to show you this. This dog right here, this dog is very furry, and look at all the little tiny prickers that came out of her paws.
Out of her paws,
her fur.
and the floor, and I mean, look at the rug right now. We're finding them everywhere. They don't hurt, luckily, but they're get really down into her paws.
That's one thing about being out west. You have those prickers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Time for the gym.
Off to the gym, and then fun stuff. And then fun stuff.
And then fun stuff.
It is time. It is time to go to the Cadillac Ranch because we're in Amarillo, and that's what you do.
Though we're not bringing
when you're in Amarillo.
Paint. We're not bringing spray paint. We are going to go see it.
Yes.
And then we're going to go and get some dinner and some beer at the Big Texan because, come on, that's another thing you do in Amarillo. That's why we're staying in this RV park. We could have done this. We could have stayed one night here very easily, done both of those things and left. Most people do. We just wanted a couple more days to get things together as we move south. But yeah.
And as you know from the last video, we are answering your questions from the Ask Us Anything. If you have no idea what that means, just look at the last video and you'll understand. Okay, let's go. Let's dive right in. We're going to answer a few of these as the video goes. Tara asks, is it a pain to break down and set up? And how long for each? So she means, is it a pain to break down our campsite and move and then set up our campsite when we get to a new spot? And I'll be honest, if we're moving a lot, it's a pain. It's not hard. It doesn't take a long time, but just doing the same things over and over and over again, yeah, it kind of gets old, almost to the point of it being kind of annoying. But it doesn't take very long. For me, I handle the outside stuff, so getting the electric, the water, the sewer, all that hooked up, level, jacks down, hitch put away. All that takes 10 or 15 minutes. If I'm taking my time, maybe 20. But if I really need to get everything put away to leave, we can get everything done in 10 or 15 minutes if we're really rushing.
Yeah. We need to make sure we keep the safety checklist going. That is something that obviously a few videos ago we kind of screwed up and weren't paying attention to that as much. Always important to have your safety checklist going. I do the inside, and that I would say in general, a lot of the outside stuff when we're doing quick overnights, you can get away with not doing. Like we won't even unhitch fully and stuff like that. So Steve's job can be made a little bit easier on the overnights. My job, there aren't as many things on the inside that I don't do if we're only going to be set up for. There's a few things, like I won't fully set up the toothbrushes or take out a couple of our knickknacks, but almost everything in the inside gets broken down and taken and put back up every single time we move. But like Steve said, 15 minutes, it's not a big deal.
That's right. Okay, I was just going to do one, but one more because this is an easy one. Timothy asks, do you invite your family and close friends to visit you on the road? If you do they sleep in the Airstream? The answer is yes, and they usually sleep right here because this bed folds out.
This couch folds out to a bed.
This couch folds out to a bed.
Yes.
And
though
we've done that several times.
Twice. My brother and my sister have stayed actually at the Airstream. We've had lots of family and friends come and meet us places, but they tend to either get a hotel room, get a cabin, or rent a VRBO or Airbnb, and we've actually parked the Airstream in that Airbnb's driveway so that we're all together. So that's another option. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to the Cadillac Ranch. Welcome to Cadillac Ranch. And it's incredibly windy, so we're not going to be saying much. Yeah. I'm just going to let the video do the talking.
So Cadillac Ranch, for those of you who don't know, is an art installation with, I think, 10, I should try to count them, Cadillacs sticking out of a field outside of Amarillo. And you can spray paint them. We are not doing that, but I have a feeling some people will be. So let's go see.
Let's go see. cool. One thing we learned from somebody who was here is apparently these used to be complete cars, but people just stole stuff off of them. So some of them aren't complete anymore.
Nope.
Which is interesting. And
we had been told that it was pretty dirty here. And it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but there was some empty cans. So we're gonna throw these away since people couldn't get them all the way to that dumpster.
It's not easy to haul your trash out. It's not easy. We're just out doing some running around after the Cadillac Ranch, so we thought we'd answer another question. Let's see. Bill and Kelly asked, what's one thing that you miss about stationary life, or something that you had to give up to RV? And for me, I really miss having dependable resources that you never really have to think about when you're in a home. In an RV, unless you're always at full hookup campgrounds, you're worrying about that stuff. You're worried about that stuff. And camping can be a mortgage depending on how you travel. It's not always cheaper. So when you're always at campgrounds, you don't have to worry, but yet it's more expensive in some cases than just having a house. So for me, that's what I miss the most.
Mine's a similar answer. It is free flowing hot water and a bathtub. We get the free flowing hot water sometimes when we are at full hookups, or if we go to a Planet Fitness or something, but even then you never know about the showers. But the bathtub, I always look forward to having a bathtub around when I can find one.
We've made it. We've made it to the Big Texan. One of the reasons why we came here to begin with.
Exactly. Yes, everything's bigger in Texas.
Yes. All right, a question from Reginald. Do you miss your sticks and bricks jobs at all? Like, not even a little bit. I enjoyed the work, the IT work, but I did not enjoy the job at all. Just working in corporate America with the weird deadlines and schedules and performance reviews, and your raise is tied to some arbitrary review. The entire concept just doesn't work for me. I gained no satisfaction out of corporate America. Yes, I did have friends. I did have coworkers, and I suppose I miss that element of the job to a degree, but certainly not enough to want to go back. But I think Courtney might be a little bit different.
I don't want to go back. I definitely miss the people. I loved my team. It was awesome to see them every day. We would hang out of work, which we still sometimes do when I'm in town. But I also liked always knowing I could be productive and solving problems, which is what I did in my job, and having a higher purpose or like a bigger end goal than just what I set myself. So I'm a really hard worker, but sometimes it's tough for me to like know the final end goal and when it should get done, which Steve's really good at because he's more of an entrepreneur. I very much liked having my boss saying, we need to solve this problem. I'm putting you on this, figure it out. If you need help, let me know. And then I had this marching orders and I'd go, and I loved that part. And that's a little tougher for me now that it's myself doing it. But, yeah.
See, that's not creepy at all. Boom.
Can you take a picture for me? This tequila tastes like I'm fixing to tell you how I really feel.
Show him how superstars treat other people. And that's just one thing that Jason will admit.
I like it. So Sally Ann asks, how did you go about finding your Airstream? Was it local? Was it a dealer? What? Well, we went to a dealer in Mesa, Arizona. There just happened to be one there. You don't often find Airstream dealers, so check Airstream Classifieds. Lots of Airstreams on Airstream Classifieds. If you happen to be around an Airstream dealer, check those out too, because you can at least walk through them and get a feel for what you like and what you don't like. Craigslist also has some, but those are hit or miss, and you kind of have to be comfortable dealing straight with people that way. I think Airstream Classifieds is a little bit more legit way of finding your next Airstream. That's probably the best way that I would tell you to go about finding your next silver bullet. That, or if you happen to have a dealer nearby, that's going to be your best option. RV shows are another great way to check out all kinds of rigs, Airstreams included. For the 72-ounce steak challenge, this is everything that you would have to eat. Salad, bread, looks like shrimp cocktail, baked potato, and of course, well, the main event. There's no way I'd even trying that.
It's $72, I think, for that meal, and you pay it up front, and then if you finish it with the rules, then you get it for free. Or we're not doing that.
Nope.
So the people who do the challenge sit right up there on that pedestal with the timers right behind them. Are you sure you don't want to do it?
Yeah.
You don't want to try? The old college try? But you have a master's degree.
I have a master's degree, therefore I'm not going to try it.
I have my beer sampler. And Courtney over there has a margarita with a pepper kind of precariously perched on the edge.
And a Texas state flag.
All right, these are some grilled tomatoes and a pepper. Here is my cut meat.
Rib.
Yes.
Beans, ribeye, and sweet potato. Let's dig in.
I would give that a good solid B minus. Steaks were a little fatty. I mean, they were well seasoned.
They were good.
They were okay. Yeah.
Everything was good. You liked the beer.
I did. I like the beer.
Yeah.
And
so
we got some
fudge. It was fun atmosphere.
Yes, we have some fudge. We have some fudge. Okay, one more question before we go back. Catherine asks, how did you guys arrive at the magic number of dollars? That's how much money we had to have before quitting and pursuing this lifestyle. And there's something called the Trinity 4% study, which means 4% of your net worth you can reasonably spend each and every year, with standing a pretty good chance of never running out of money, assuming the majority of your money is invested in the stock market, in some kind of appreciating asset. Another way to think about that is whatever you spend in a year, your yearly spending, 25 times that should be what you probably need to have, again, assuming the majority of your investment, or of the majority of your money, is invested. So that is a good starting point. That is a baseline. That is a foundation. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but for a lot of us in the early retirement community, it's a really good starting point.
And that's what I was going to say. That is if you want financial freedom, early retirement, what we did. That is not how much money you need to start RVing. To start RVing, you really should have a good emergency fund that you can cover at least 3 months of expenses, or a very big emergency spending on your RV, like your RV breaks down and you're stuck somewhere. But that's really what you need to start RVing, in our opinion. But to retire early, we use the 4% study, as Steve mentioned, as our guideline.
Yes. And Catherine's question specifically related to retirement, not necessarily RVing, but have an emergency fund regardless of what your plans are. That's always, always a good thing. What if you lose your job tomorrow? How many months can you live without being out of your home? The bigger your emergency fund, the more flexibility you'll have.
We're all about being flexible.
That's right. All right, let's go back. This is our last night in Amarillo. Tomorrow we're going to Albuquerque. We're going to spend a few nights there doing a lot of shopping and things like that, because that's a major city. And then
the last major city before our
the
final
last major
destination.
city before our final destination in Arizona.
We'll take you along.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. How about the dogs? You want to see the dogs? Of course you want to see the dogs.